The top 10 richest people in the world in 2025, where money talks louder than words. Money talks, but in 2025, it doesn't just talk, it screams from the rooftops, takes private jets to breakfast, and casually buys yachts the size of small countries. The people we're about to meet don't just live rich, they define rich. Their wealth is so colossal, their net worths have commas that look like they're multiplying. And today, we're not just counting them, we're counting them down, from number 10 to the king of the money mountain at number 1. Each of these moguls has a story, quirks, and the kind of spending power that could pay off your student loans 1,000 times over. So, let's dive in. Grab your popcorn. Or your calculator if you're trying to figure out how many lifetimes it would take you to make this kind of money. This is the top 10 richest people in the world in 2025. Number 10. Jensen Huang, $137.6 billion. Source, Semiconductors. Age, 62. Citizenship, USA. If you've ever gamed, used AI, or wondered why your laptop fan sounds like it's about to take off, thank Jensen Huang. He's the founder and CEO of NVIDIA, the company that basically became the oxygen tank of artificial intelligence. In 2025, AI isn't just a trend, it's the entire economy's caffeine shot. And Jensen? He's selling the beans. His fortune skyrocketed as demand for GPUs turned into the gold rush of our era. While the rest of us are fighting over ChatGPT prompts and TikTok filters, Huang is quietly stacking billions on silicon chips. His personal style? Leather jackets. That's right, tech's biggest rock star dresses like he's about to headline Coachella. And honestly, with $137.6 billion, who's gonna tell him otherwise? Number 9. Bernard Arnault, $138.4 billion. Source, LEMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. Age, 76. Citizenship, France. The godfather of luxury himself, Bernard Arnault doesn't just sell handbags, he sells dreams. His empire, LVMH, controls Louis Vuitton, Dior, Moet, Sephora, and about 70 other luxury brands that could make even the Kardashians blush. At 76, Arnault still knows how to keep the world thirsty for champagne and addicted to haute couture. His genius? Making you believe that a bag isn't just a bag, it's a lifestyle. You don't buy Louis Vuitton to carry things. You buy it so you can be carried into the world of prestige. Arnault's net worth of $138.4 billion may have dipped a bit from previous years, but let's not cry for him. He still wakes up wealthier than small nations. Number 8. Sergey Brin, $139.5 billion. Source, Google. Age, 51. Citizenship, USA. Sergey Brin is the quieter billionaire of Silicon Valley, but don't mistake quiet for broke. He's sitting on $139.5 billion. Google may be old enough to have a midlife crisis, but it's still the backbone of the internet. Brin's wealth is tied to Alphabet, Google's parent company, which owns everything from YouTube to self-driving car dreams. But Sergey himself, he's known for his eccentric hobbies, like flying private airships and deep diving into futuristic projects.
The man basically typed "how to get rich" into his own search engine and became the answer. Number 7. Steve Ballmer, $141.2 billion. Source, Microsoft, LA Clippers, Investments. Age, 69. Citizenship, USA. Steve Ballmer is what happens when you mix tech money with sports obsession and unfiltered energy. Former Microsoft CEO, current LA Clippers owner, and the only billionaire who looks like he's about to burst into a cheerleading routine at any moment. At $141.2 billion, Ballmer's fortune is tied to Microsoft stock, but he's also turned the Clippers into a money-making machine. He dances, he screams, he sweats buckets on the sidelines, and the fans love it. Unlike most billionaires who seem allergic to fun, Ballmer is having the time of his life. If billionaires were emojis, Steve Ballmer would be the firecracker. Number 6. Warren Buffett, $145.6 billion. Source, Berkshire Hathaway. Age, 94. Citizenship, USA. The Oracle of Omaha, the Grand Master of investing, the man who still eats McDonald's for breakfast even though he could buy McDonald's outright and turn it into Buffett's burgers. At 94, Warren Buffett is worth $145.6 billion. His wealth is built on decades of smart, boring, steady investments, proof that patience is still the ultimate cheat code. While other billionaires are chasing rockets and AI, Buffett is chilling with Coca-Cola stock and still cashing dividends like clockwork. His humility is legendary, driving modest cars, living in the same house he bought in the 1950s, and still using a flip phone long after iPhones became mainstream. Warren is the rare billionaire you might actually want as a neighbor. Number 5. Larry Page, $145.9 billion. Source: Google. Age 52, citizenship USA. Larry Page is the other half of Google's founding duo, sitting just above Sergey Brin in the wealth rankings with $145.9 billion. Together, they make Googling a verb and essentially rewired the way humanity thinks. Page is more elusive than Brin. He's the kind of billionaire who vanishes to private islands, whispers about futuristic tech, and casually funds flying cars like it's a side hustle. If Brin is the extroverted tinkerer, Page is the visionary hiding in the shadows, pulling billionaire-level strings. His fortune keeps growing not just because of search engines, but because Google owns half the digital world. Larry doesn't just have money, he has data. And in 2025, data is the new diamond. Number 4. Jeff Bezos, $233.4 billion. Source: Amazon. Age: 51. Citizenship: USA. Jeff Bezos is the man who made it possible for you to order socks, snacks, and a sofa at 2 a.m. and get it all delivered by tomorrow afternoon. Amazon is no longer just an online marketplace, it's a global ecosystem. Cloud computing, streaming, groceries, logistics, Bezos' fingerprints are everywhere. At $233.4 billion, Bezos has stepped back from Amazon's CEO role, but hasn't stepped away from wealth. Instead, he's spending his billions on rockets with Blue Origin, luxury yachts, and the occasional shredded Instagram selfie. Fun fact, Bezos' yacht is so big it had to be moved because a bridge couldn't handle it. That's not a flex, that's a traffic hazard.
Number 3. Mark Zuckerberg, $254.6 billion. Source: Meta, Facebook. Age: 41. Citizenship: USA. Mark Zuckerberg may have started as the awkward kid in a hoodie, but in 2025, he's worth $254.6 billion. And yes, he's still rocking the hoodie like it's a royal crown. The man could buy Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Balenciaga in one afternoon, but somehow he'd still rather look like a college sophomore who just pulled an all-nighter coding. Meta, the empire formerly known as Facebook, has become the digital air we breathe. Between Instagram's endless scroll, WhatsApp's "Are you online?" culture, and his multi-billion-dollar push into the metaverse, Zuck has made sure you can't go more than 10 minutes without bumping into one of his creations. Whether you're sharing memes, stalking your ex, or accidentally spending 3 hours as a VR avatar in Horizon Worlds, chances are you're feeding Zuckerberg's fortune. But here's where it gets interesting. Zuck isn't just sitting in Silicon Valley printing money. No, he's out here reinventing himself. He's turned into a surprisingly ripped jiu-jitsu competitor, casually winning tournaments and sparring like he's auditioning for the next UFC fight night. He's also leaning into the suburban dad life, smoking meats at backyard barbecues, raising cattle on his Hawaiian ranch, and even dabbling in DIY carpentry. Imagine the guy who once inspired The Social Network now talking about brisket recipes like he's Gordon Ramsay's long-lost cousin. Love him or hate him, Zuckerberg is proof that nerds didn't just win, they bought the entire arcade, rewired it, and now charge you admission every time you want to play. And judging by his current trajectory, the awkward kid in a hoodie might just end up being remembered as one of the most influential empire builders of the 21st century. Number 2, Larry Ellison, $262.2 billion. Source, Oracle. Age, 80. Citizenship, USA. Larry Ellison is the James Bond villain of billionaires, and I mean that in the coolest way possible. Worth a staggering $262.2 billion. He didn't just build Oracle into a tech titan, he turned his fortune into a lifestyle that could easily be mistaken for a Hollywood script. He owns an entire island in Hawaii, Lanai, which he's transformed into a futuristic eco-community. Because when you're Larry Ellison, vacation spots aren't enough. You buy the whole thing and redesign it. His yachts? They're not boats. They're floating kingdoms, so massive they could have their own zip codes. Step on board and you'd half expect to see a helipad, a tennis court, and maybe even a laser cannon for good measure. And here's the kicker. At 80 years old, Larry Ellison still oozes the kind of charisma that makes you think he could stroll into a Monte Carlo casino, order a martini, and then clean out the poker table without breaking a sweat. He's not just rich, he's cinematic. What sets Ellison apart from many on this list is his flair for turning wealth into a personal brand of mystique. He doesn't just accumulate billions, he styles his billions, living proof that extreme wealth doesn't have to be quiet or modest. In Larry's world, it's not about what money can buy, it's about how boldly you can live it.
Number 1. Elon Musk, $406.5 billion. Source, Tesla, SpaceX, XAI, X. Age 53, citizenship, USA. And at number 1, surprise, surprise, it's Elon Musk. With a jaw-dropping net worth of $406.5 billion, Musk is in a league of his own. He doesn't just run companies, he runs entire industries. Electric cars, Tesla. Rockets, SpaceX. Social media chaos, X, formerly Twitter. Artificial intelligence, XAI. If there's a frontier, chances are Musk has already planted a flag there, or at least tweeted about it at 3 a.m. Love him or hate him, Musk has redefined what it means to be a billionaire. He's not content with yachts and mansions, though he could buy fleets of both without blinking. Instead, he's out here turning science fiction into headlines. One week he's selling flamethrowers as a joke, the next he's landing reusable rockets like it's a video game cheat code. What makes Musk different is that his empire isn't just about money, it's about myth-making. Every Tesla rolling down the street isn't just a car, it's a moving billboard for Musk's vision of the future. Every SpaceX launch isn't just a test flight, it's a promise that humanity might one day become a multiplanetary species. Even his trolling on Twitter, X, moves markets and dominates news cycles. Who else can wipe out billions in stock value with a single emoji? In 2025, Musk is the ultimate blend of entrepreneur, entertainer, and engineer. He's the closest thing we have to a real-life Tony Stark, minus the iron suit. Though, let's be honest, if he ever unveiled one, we wouldn't even be surprised. His wealth is so vast that even if he misplaced $100 billion, like you misplace a sock in the dryer, he'd still be richer than everyone else on this list. So yes, at number 1, Musk isn't just sitting at the top, he's redefining where the top is.
The Billionaire Playbook. So there you have it, the top 10 richest people in the world in 2025. From leather-jacketed chip kings to hoodie-wearing social media moguls, these individuals aren't just rich, they're rewriting the rulebook of wealth. But here's the kicker, their money doesn't sit in vaults. It builds rockets, powers AI, runs the internet, dresses the world in designer labels, and delivers packages to your doorstep. Each fortune is a story of innovation, obsession, and sometimes sheer luck. And for the rest of us, well, maybe it's time to stop doom scrolling our bank app and start Googling how to make $406 billion. Until then, if you enjoyed this countdown, smash that like button, subscribe for more billionaire breakdowns, and share this video with a friend who still thinks $1 million is the peak of wealth. Because in 2025, the billionaires are playing a whole different game.